Hello everyone, my name is Nikki Semeniuk and I am from Alberta, Canada. I found somatic movement therapy, specifically Hanna Somatics, after I suffered a hip injury about 10 years ago. I tore the cartilage in my right hip and I am now living with a labral tear. So Hanna Somatics was the first thing that I was able to find and do that didn't cause me more pain and that was actually able to help relieve some of the tension and pain that I was feeling in my body. Hanna Somatic Education uses a very unique first-person experience. We emphasize teaching our students and clients how to become their own educators. Hanna Somatic Education uses a technique called pandiculation. Pandiculation is the contraction of muscles and then the slow, controlled release. This helps to reset the resting level of your muscles. Sensory motor amnesia is when the communication between your sensory and motor nerves are impaired. You've lost sense of how to control certain muscles. Alright, now that we're down to our mats, we're going to be doing just a brief example of what Hanna Somatic exercises are. Because they're done so slowly, I'm only able to fit just a tiny little bit in. So when you're ready, go ahead and lay flat on your back with your legs long, your arms long beside you, and let's start by bringing awareness to our breath. Notice what you're feeling as you take these nice deep breaths. Are you noticing any discomfort or tension in your body? We're going to do a very brief soma scan. So just start at the top of your head. Notice how your head feels on the floor. Does it feel heavy? Does it feel pulled or tilted more to one side than the other? Moving to your chest, your upper back, and your shoulders. What are you noticing here? Does one shoulder feel more lifted and rounded off the floor than the other? Can you feel your shoulder blades evenly on the floor, or does one feel heavier than the other? Does your chest feel relaxed and open, or are you feeling tense or tightness? Moving down through your torso as you take your next breath, can you feel your breath moving evenly into your belly? Do both sides of your waist feel the same? Does one side of your pelvis feel more lifted off the floor than the other? Or does one feel heavier to the floor than the other? Are you comfortable laying with your legs long, or are you feeling pain or tension in your low back? What are you noticing in your legs? Does one leg feel more internally or externally rotated than the other? Does one leg maybe feel longer than the other? Are you noticing any discomfort in your pelvis, in your legs? So just taking note of anything that you're feeling, and make sure that you store it away and remember. And go ahead and bend your knees, bring your feet flat to the floor. Bring your hands behind your head as long as this is comfortable for you. You may want to place pillows underneath of your elbows. Remember that your starting or neutral position should be a position of comfort. So when you're ready, we're going to start this movement on an inhale, but you will continue to breathe comfortably at your own pace. So when you're ready, inhale and arch your back by lifting your belly button, rolling your pelvis forward from the top, your tailbone and your shoulder blades gently press to the floor. As you exhale, slowly release the contraction in your back as slow and smooth as you can, allowing the back of your hips and your shoulder blades to lengthen and melt away from each other. On your next exhale now, going into a flatten by rolling your pelvis the opposite direction, engaging your abdominals. Bring your elbows together, gently lift your head and chest. Bring your awareness to your belly, and now slowly, still breathing comfortably and deeply, begin to release in your abdominals, slowly releasing anything that you've contracted to come into this movement. Working for this movement to be as slow, smooth, and controlled as possible. When your head is resting, slowly open those elbows, slowly melting back to neutral. And when you're back to neutral, take a rest. Good. We're going to move into that armpit to hip exercise now. So slowly rolling to your side, I'd like you to imagine that you are in a very, very tall chair. It's taller than the top of your head. And that chair is tipped onto its side. So your knees are straight out from your hips, your legs and feet straight down from your knees. You're resting your head on your bottom arm, and then bring that top arm up over your head and neck to support your head. Breathe at your own pace for this exercise. So when you're ready, gently lift your head and chest. At the same time, lift your top foot, your knees stay together as you gently squeeze your top hip and armpit towards each other. Then slow and smooth as you can, release in the top of your waist as you allow your head and foot to slowly return to neutral. And when you're back to neutral, rest. And let's repeat that again. When you're ready, gently lift your head and chest, lifting your top foot, knees stay together, squeezing that top hip and armpit. Remember to stay in comfort. Do not force any movement. If this is uncomfortable for you, do it smaller or even do it in your imagination. Slowly releasing, slowly allowing your ribs and your top hip to melt away from each other. And if you feel any major bumps or glitches in your release, take a moment to pause, recontract just a little bit, and slowly begin to release again. When you're back to neutral, rest. And we'll repeat that one last time. When you're ready, lifting your head and chest, your top foot, gently squeezing that hip and armpit towards each other. Bring your awareness into that top side as you slowly release. Slowly lengthening in that top side. Smoothly returning to neutral. When you return to neutral, rest. Then I'd like you to slowly lengthen your top arm and your top leg and take a moment to just feel the length that you've created in that side. Then slowly rolling back onto your back as we take another moment for sensing. So with your legs long again, bringing your awareness back to your breath. Do you notice more space for your breath on the right side of your waist? Does the right side of your waist feel softer and longer? Does the whole right side of your body perhaps feel more relaxed and settled to the floor than your opposite side? Does the right side of your pelvis feel more settled to the floor? Does your right leg feel longer than your left? Taking note of anything that's changed. And then when you're ready, you'll slowly roll to your opposite side and repeat this exercise 3 times. And then you'll take another moment for sensing at the end, and hopefully you're going to feel more balanced and more settled, more even, and more relaxed. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this exercise has enticed you to inquire more about Hanna Somatics.